Hello Aquarius, welcome to my channel. I'm Karma. Karma on deck. Here we go with your June 16th through June 22nd tarot reading for Aquarius. I know last week we were playing with that new moon energy in Gemini. That waffling mercurial energy was a little exhausting. Well, let's see what Aquarius has coming up for us this week. They've been pretty deep so far, guys. Let's go down the rabbit hole and see what's coming up. All right, Aquarius. Ace of Wands. The first thing that comes up is Ace of Wands. So, Strength card. Knight of Wands. Cross Swords. Very interesting. So the Ace of Wands comes up. And that's about you getting better and better at leadership and utilizing the resources within your life. It's mastery. You have all of the elements necessary to get things done. The Strength card is telling me that you're actually putting things into action, but the Knight of Wands is referencing you having a hard time finding a strong balance with being impulsive and being a leader. And using that energy of youth here, and also maybe this is a situation where you got put into leadership early or when unexpected. The Five of Wands is talking about, it's cross swords. Five of Swords is all about you setting boundaries. So if there's places in your life where you need to reiterate your boundaries, this is a good time to do it. With the full moon coming, it's all about that, like, self-awareness and knowing what you'll put up with and what you won't. See here, look at that. So Swords is all about decision making, right? And even though there is the Ace of Wands here, the Four of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Queen of Swords, along with this one over here, tension, not being able to see a way out, and wanting to walk away. So sometimes we get so frustrated at being locked in to certain situations. I mean, even though we chose into them, it seems almost impossible that any decision that you make, you keep running into the same situation over and over again. The Eight of Swords is feeling that overwhelmed, too many elements going on, lots of moving parts. The Magician is the major card to the Ace of Wands. So that tells me that that even though you are feeling as if you're an apprentice at something, you're actually mastering it just fine. As I was looking, I'm glad this popped up, because as I was looking at the Ace of Wands, I kept hearing the Magician in my head, and I was like, this is all about mastery. Even though you're feeling like you are not any good at it, and whatever it is that's coming up for you, you're actually, all the elements are present. You're getting it done. Stellar, just fine. Your biggest problem is money, like you're looking for, or you're waiting for a bonus, or you're waiting for some money to come through for you. I see the Hangman, so that tells me that some of the activities and projects that you're working on feel like they're not moving forward. However, it's sometimes you just have to bake the cake. You can't poke it, right? Or you can't slam the oven door or peek on it too much, or you lose the heat. Well, the interesting thing, though, is this is kind of not a major deal. I don't feel like a lot of things are falling apart or coming together. It's just kind of middle of the road. But your skill set's just fine. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, just know that you're the best person for the job. The Seven of Swords is telling me that even though you're working hard for your money, things will definitely get easier. Significantly less tension. See, because we have the tension in the beginning here. And that once you get into the practice of, you know, this new role, that you're going to start to have a little more mastery, and it's going to get easier. So don't sweat it. If you want a reading with me one-on-one, come find me, Karma on Deck. But before I go, I'm going to pull a card for the Divination of the Ancients for you. So far, this has been my favorite part last week and this week. So let's see. Spontaneity. Wow. Are you being called upon to be spontaneous? Let's take a look and see. It says fire. I don't think I've seen this one before. Fire. Spontaneity. So it says, don't hold back. The fire card tells you to scream and shout and let it all out. This is not the time or the situation to hide what you feel. Say it as it is. That's those boundaries we were talking about earlier, right? So if you're not open, honest, and true, vulnerable, and you're not going to get open, honest, true, and vulnerable responses, right? In order to be, to have, you must be. Is it be, do, have? Yeah, be, do, have. So it says, stand up and be counted. For too long now, you have rolled over and kept quiet. You may think this is the proper way to behave, but it has in fact been restricting you. Your feelings have been quashed along with new ventures that have come your way. It's time to release that inner fire and abandon inhibitions that have prevented you from living life to the full. Give yourself permission to say yes. The moment you do, a whole new world will open up and you will be able to step forward in a blaze of glory. Learning to say yes. So that's a big difference from the learn and practice on saying no. I know I have some of my clients that come to me and they get so overwhelmed. It's because they never learned to say no and say yes to everything. So I would say learning to say yes to the right things and learning to say no to the right things, because you are definitely dealing with some boundaries. If you say yes to the wrong things, you don't have room to say yes to the things you want to do. You get what I'm saying? Because saying no is also saying yes to yourself, if that makes a convoluted sense to you. But what's true is, if you're exhausted and you overcommit to that damn day in the heat with your kids selling Girl Scout cookies, you're even more exhausted for the next event. And so you're leaving yourself depleted. So even not so much just saying yes, but saying yes to yourself too. So the incantation goes for your meditation for this week, says, restrictions lifted, I am free to live the life that's meant for me. Boldly I now seize each day as opportunity comes my way. There's an additional little read to this that says, a situation calls for you to speak out. Release your fears by doing a fire walk. Connect with the element of fire. Become a fire keeper. You can do this literally by meditating with candles, praying by candlelight, or more figuratively, by seeking out and enjoying the things that really make you feel alive. That's cool, because I kind of just said that. Like, give yourself permission. It says right here, give yourself permission to enjoy yourself. Seize the day. Don't think, just do. Be spontaneous. So especially when it comes to taking care of you, because I feel like you guys have been a little overwhelmed. And that's okay, because, I mean, work is all about balance, and it's all about ups and downs, waves of things that come and go. But this is nice and chill. I like it. I'd take it if I were you. Some other people are going through some other wild stuff, and this seems pretty cool to me. Let me know if you want a reading with me, karmaondeck.com. You can reach out on my social media, Karma Steel, or Karma on Deck on my Instagram. You can donate. There's some buttons up there if you can play with if you want to donate to me. That would be fun. Keep me afloat. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you are in the world, and I will see you guys next week. Oh, and share for me. Help me get my 1,000. I'll see you guys next week.